And welcome everyone to Cinematic Epic. I am your game master and host, Adam, and we're gonna have a blast. If you're new to what Cinematic Epic is, it is a tabletop role-playing game where the narrative, the theater of the mind, is the most important part of it, and we live by the moniker, you're always welcome to try. Players are always welcome to attempt just about anything at their disposal with the roll of the dice to determine how things go. There's 3 stories being told at any given time. The story the player's trying to tell, the story I'm trying to tell, and the story that the dice tell. To help set the ambience, and something you also can do at home, is checking out Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio is a great platform. It's a wonderful resource and utility to get music, sound effects, audio, just a whole bunch of different things to really bring to life the chattering of a crowd, the epic battle music, all sorts of different fun things to bring your sessions together, whether they're online or at home on the tabletop. Last session we had was a bit of a dramatic one. The party struggling to stay cohesive as each one of them was pulled in their own direction in a series of sidebars, private meetings where only that player gets to hear what's going on. Well, them and of course you, our viewer. Each one of them tells a different little bit of the story. If you want to learn more about what those sidebars were, as I can't spoil them here for the party member, be sure to check out that last episode to see what nuances were told there. On the broader side of the story, Vito continued to press his political advantage within the city, if you will, wielding the heroes as an instrument of his own fame and power. However, things started to take a little bit of a turn as the party, unbeknownst to them, woke up with a video and a migraine of them killing the very enforcer that Vito had asked them to slay. This has created some tumultuous moments here in Vice, and the party finds themselves huddled down in the sanctuary of a hideout by none other than Sean E. How will the party to pilot these waters in the cities of Vice? Well, to find out, we're going to have to first bring our party on in. So let's go ahead and do that. Hello. How we doing?
Hey.
Hello.
Looks still alive. I feel like I say that every time.
We're hanging in there.
Like the cat. From the tree. But yeah, still alive.
We are down a party member today, but the show must go on. The party must continue forth, and to do so, we must know who everyone is. So, starting off with none other than Lyra. How are we doing?
I'm doing all right. Again, still alive. But, no. My name's Alicia. I am playing the character Lyra. I never describe her. She is a shorty. She's a good 5'2". She wears bright clothes that, have been working out in Vice. Maybe not so much in other places, but I wouldn't call her a bard, but she can manipulate sound. That is how she attacks. That is how she defends herself. And she, she's not too bad at it. She's trying to learn more about it, but right now in their journey, I don't know if she's learning more about it or just being able to exercise it a little bit more because she's attacking more than we thought. So hopefully this ends well for her and the party, mostly for her, because we're all about her. So we'll see how this goes.
Practice does make perfect. A narrative note for Lyra is the fact that Lyra does know that the Thespians, an enemy from the first campaign of Cinematic Epic, have been active within the city of Vice. Next up, we have our missing character. Our missing character, normally played by Jasmine for Sequoia. I will do the best intro I can. Sequoia is a person, is a daughter of Hedera. She is attempting to figure out the puzzle of her mother and what that this story is, as she has been stripped of everything she knew: her home, her family, her original friends, and now finds herself in this party, just trying to fit in and learn more about herself and her new surroundings. A narrative note for Sequoia is that Sean E. promised her that he would move heaven and hell to have her meet with the Hedera that has been spotted within the city of Vice. Next up, we have Tavish.
Hi, I'm Ian. I will be playing Tavish this evening. Tavish is a Duhalan, which is essentially somebody who died back to life. Tavish stands at about 6 foot, and he wears heavy armor and wields a two-handed sword. He is puzzled and disturbed by the different things that we've seen here in Vice, as well as its difference to the time that he remembers. And he's just adjusting to that change. And that's Tavish for you.
Oh yeah, no. Tavish has had to grow within the city of Vice. Some say he was a tin man who's found a heart. Tavish's narrative note is the fact that he knows Mervis is out and about within the city, hopefully still within an enticement center, but has no freak, so no contact can be made easily. And of course, last but certainly not least, we've got Epsilon.
Yay, it's me. Oh, my name is James, and today I'm playing Epsilon. Epsilon's a half-dragon human. He's 6 feet tall. He's got fangs, claws, a tail, and horns that crown his head. You know, he's the master of flame and sword. Oh, he's burning people up last time. Oh, they was making me upset with all the stabs that was going on. But he's from a community called Green Groves Watch. It's pretty much like a retirement home for the greatest heroes, and he is out trying to make a name for himself as a hero, to kind of follow in his father's footsteps. And they're out here in Vice, and it is going interestingly. They're being paraded around, looking real dumb, wearing this man's body, and now we've been made to do stuff we weren't trying to do, and Epsilon is pretty upset. It's like, oh, we could have avoided this. But we'll see how it goes.
Look, at least you know you're in good company. You've got the champion of humanity with you, after all.
Champion humanity.
A narrative note for Epsilon is that he is aware that Sigma is up to something. What this is still shrouded in mystery. He was not able to get much information from this tricky character. However, she did mention something called the Calling, and kept referring to it, and was very interested that Epsilon would be in line with her when the time comes. So let us head into our preamble before the session. The big thing I want to highlight is the fact that everyone is sitting pretty on 3 minor epic tokens. Everyone has 2 of the narrative tokens, with the exception of Tavish, who is currently at 1. And there is one other little spicy bit I want to throw in to this preamble, and that is the fact that we will be throwing in our first ever preamble epic encounter. Yes, that's right. For the duration of this entire session, we will be under this. Combat decisions in the session must be made within 5 seconds or less. or else.
What
trying to
the
rush
hell
us.
are we
I
going
don't
through?
appreciate this. I don't
What is
appreciate
happening?
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be fun.
And of
My
course,
eyes.
though, let's without further ado, let's get this episode off and started. As the party, is coming to grips with everything that's just happened, they find themselves within the protective, secluded hideout of none other than Shawnee. And again, the party, though, as they're coming to grips, all these thoughts are racing through their heads of what's been going on. They're overwhelmed by this sensation, this feeling, as they hear that same voice begin to echo into their heads. I'm just not quite sure. None of this is adding up. As I look over this freak capture that's made its way to me, this image, the moniker's wrong. This isn't the work of the number killer. I don't think it is. These emotions are flying through me. I mean, of course, these heroes from Ambervale could be capable of this, but why would they be capable of this? It wouldn't be the first time that my instincts were wrong about something. I never should have let her go. She wasn't ready to go to the big city. But I can't change the past. And it's not going to bring my daughter back anyway. I have to focus on what's here and what's now. I'm going to have to talk to one of these heroes if I'm going to prove my hunch that they're not a part of this. But which one? I just don't know. And just like that, this sensation that flowed over all of the our adventurers fades just as quickly as it onset. You can hear Shawnee in the next room rifling through different boxes and tools and like looking for something in another room, and the party finds themselves alone in the room, just the four of them.
I forgot there was 4 of us for a minute. I was like, ooh. Okay.
Do you guys remember anything? I feel like this has all just happened so fast.
I don't remember anything.
Like, did we really kill that guy?
Was just because I don't remember. Was there any blood?
Yes.
Like
yes.
in the murder?
Mhm.
Were we covered in blood?
Yes.
Okay. I just didn't remember. I'm sorry.
I don't believe it. I think that it would have taken something really powerful and not only knock us out, but then let someone control us.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, we may have. Okay. Well, since we woke up covered in blood, there's a possibility that we were there. But since we don't remember doing anything, the last thing I remember is being at the party. And then
Are
we
we
woke
still
up in the
wearing-
room.
Yes, each one of you would note that you are still wearing the same outfit that you were wearing in the video. However, presumably based in the room that you were in the magics that were self-cleaning, self-repairing, polishing armors, etc., that any of the blood residue would have been long washed off of you as you rested within the hotel's walls.
That's what I'm saying. Did we wake up with blood?
Oh, sorry. Did you
That
wake
was
up
the
with blood?
question.
No.
Yeah.
Was there blood in the video? Yes. I misunderstood that.
Okay. I was like, did we wake up covered in blood?
No. You did not wake up covered in blood.
Okay.
I wanna just take a moment and like closely examine my clothes. I'm trying to do some forensics work here, some magical forensics, see if there's any like blood residue or something, or like evidence that it was cleaned or something like that.
Okay. Would you like to use investigation or knowledge arcane?
Let me do that knowledge arcane, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because my investigation is 0.
The roll for this is going to be the roll to beat is a 16.
Hey, good thing I got a 3 in there.
It's hard to know exactly what specifically was cleaned off as there isn't a residue, but you can tell that whatever garments you are wearing right now were touched by some form of arcane cleaning, specifically around like your lower midriff area, and like the sheath of like where you would put your sword away from.
Slashing.
But yeah, I guess I just tell you all about that. Yeah, it looks like my clothes here and my sword, my sheath, have been cleaned recently with magic. Then again, I don't know, actually. I don't know.
You don't know what?
Just, anything else, I don't have any conclusion to make from that.
Either way, the last thing I remember was being at the party. And I am still wearing what I wore to the party.
The last thing I remember was Tavish here saying something about being disappointed in himself or something. And we cheers to it, I think? That doesn't sound right.
No, I wasn't disappointed. It was a desire to do better.
That's what it
Admittedly.
was.
After the dealings with Fan, can't quite say I'm feeling quite proud of our actions.
Wait, those guys that attacked us?
No, with how we dealt with Vance.
Oh. Yeah, you guys didn't do too good with that one.
I think, speaking of Vance, what's our move forward? Do we just allow him to do what he's been doing, or are we gonna try to find I mean, not
Vito.
Vance, but sorry. Yeah,
You
with
mean
Vito.
Vito?
Yeah, sorry.
But speaking of Vance, there's a so in the crowd out and during the parade, this little blue fella walked up to me, and he didn't seem very happy with us. First of all, he looked like a little walking lizard. So I've never seen one of those before. I don't know if you ever have. I've never seen a walking lizard, let alone a blue one. But anyway, he said that he was upset because they were also looking for Vance, and we got in their way. But they were looking to try to get him out of us. he didn't say for the Thespians, but he implied it was for the Thespians. So someone else was looking for him, and they may or may not be happy with us either.
I kind of knows that name. That Hedera used to talk about. She was dealing with something or someone like that in when the World Fair was going on in Ambervale.
And he was little, because I am not very tall myself, and I had to look down at him.
Was he kind of like a lizard?
I did, yes, I said that. He was a little blue lizard man.
Yeah. And Sequoia rifles through some of her stuff, and then she pulls out. Did he look something like this? And she shows this like gladiator poster. It's like on one side there's this fighter with the name Jin under it. On the other side, there's this blue Draculan-like creature, in like kind of a rampant pose. That is a striking resemblance to the creature that talked to you in the streets.
Oh yeah, I remember that fight. They called him the Throat Goat, I think.
Now, I don't think he didn't look as fierce, but that does look like it'd be him.
Man. Yeah. Huh. Why is Breakspear with those guys? Huh.
Now that I couldn't
And
tell
could
you. He ran
he
away before
have-
I could get any other answers out of him. I tried. He scampered off.
You mentioned that they were not happy with us and are getting in their way. Do you think they could have done something to cause us to have last night happen? Do you think they could be involved?
Well, knowing from what I recall of the Thespians and just being around during the World Fair, I feel like maybe there's a chance. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but after the events had transpired, there were people that thought that maybe they were being controlled. So, I suppose there's a chance.
That's
I
scary.
guess there's
Tavish?
that is infuriating. To think that they could have had a hand in creating and having us do what the video showed. So maybe we should find this wee little Draculin and find out what answers we can get from him. Pump him for information.
See, he ran away before I was going to try to ask him where, I guess where the Thespians were. I don't know if he would have told me or not, but he ran away before I could get the question out. But they must be somewhere nearby if he was here.
And I doubt that he's easily blends into the city.
No, he just had a little black cloak on with a hood, so.
Shawnee re-enters the room going, so you guys might have some bigger problems. And he shows what's going on live in the Sweet Street district, and it's a stage with a small crowd, and it's being broadcast across all the freaks, and what you see is on stage Ronnie, Azure, and Vito.
Of course.
Ronnie
That's a
and
great trifecta.
Ronnie and Azure are on the stage, and they're at the podium, and they're speaking about how this video, and they start to just show the video live across all the freaks. This video shows the true nature of these heroes of Ambervale, and how Vito has overstepped his bounds. They go on to express their disdain with the choices that Vito's made, and that Vito has even accepted that he was in the wrong for trusting these heroes. And they invite Vito up to the center of the stage to say his piece and his apology. Vito comes to the podium. No lack of his swagger, though there's an air of defeat or heaviness. Something sits on him. My fellow Vicenauts.
Vicenauts.
It is true. I failed this city. I trusted these heroes, as they would call themselves. But this was never my intention. I never wanted blood on the streets of Vice. Not like this. And so, I will do what is asked of me by Azure and Ronnie. And I will officially announce a bounty for their heads. But I don't think it stops with just these heroes. No. I think they're more right than they even know, and he gestures to Ronnie and Azure. All of these outside powers need to go. And you see this little grin kind of creep across his mouth, and in the heaviness, the defeated nature of it just slips off of him in the most clear dropping of a guise. Anyone who boasts power here in Vice from the following cities should be treated as foe, and whose lives now will be worth coin. If they are from Aurelian, if they are from North Hill, if they are from Greengrove's Watch, the Hermit's Hollow, if they are from Keep Kolak, and of course, if they're from Ambervale. Any of these heads will be worth coin. But the following will have a special reward. The reward in the tens of thousands of gold. Bring me the heads of Lyra, Sequoia, Tavish, Epsilon, Dawn, Russ, Scam, and maybe the worst offender of all of wielding power in our city, Hadera.
Okay, now what I was gonna say.
And you know what? These little rats thought they could slip through my fingers. But also for Tim and Mervis.
I knew it. Yeah, I thought about that immediately.
And on the uttering of these names, you can tell he knows that these would be the names. These last three would be the ones that start to strike a chord with the party. And as he looks into like the main freak that's capturing this, the one that you're viewing from, you can tell he just looks straight at you. You know exactly what he's doing, and he is speaking directly to the party. And so with that, I hope this washes away my failures to protect this city. And instead, I return the power to Vice. Let this offering cleanse my sin and clean this city. For Vice. And he steps back away from the podium, and you can tell both Ronnie and Azure are they're keeping on the strong face of like, yes, of course, we agree with this gesture, because at this point there's no backing down from them. There's no changing their word. But they realize that the two of them, in their haste to humiliate Vito, they themselves were the ones who were played.
Yeah, they fucked up.
And the freak feed goes dead. So, yeah, you guys are kind of wanted. But I mean, hey, no one knows you guys are here. You know, if they did, there would be people knocking at that door.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I get my hands on Vito, I'm gonna kill him.
Shawnee hesitantly walks over to.
Aye, but the first
the
thing that
door.
we need to do is get all those that we can.
There was a knock at the
He,
door.
he gives a glance to the party, like as if to make sure that you are all ready. And he opens the door quickly, and standing there is like a delivery man with a bag. And he's like, "Oh, my Vice Eats got here. Yeah, sweet." And he grabs this bag and he pays the guy and closes the door. And he opens up like this little bag and box. And he's like, "Do you guys like sopapillas?"
I'm not eating anything else from this city for the time being.
Look,
Don't
I
be
mean,
daft. You have to eat. Can't keep up your strength without food.
really
if,
good.
What is
If I didn't personally prepare the food, I'm not eating it. I'm not
Aye, and
interested
don't
in
have
any
time
drinks.
for you to make 3 meals a day.
I don't have much of an appetite. Are they really gonna go after Hedera? And Tim and Mervis. What
We
are
have
we
to go
gonna
out there and
do?
find them.
What is Tim?
We've got to go get them and get them out of the city. Put them back on the boat to go back to Ambervale.
Doesn't Tim have a freak?
No,
Reach out to him.
Mervis does. Wait.
neither do.
Mervis
I
doesn't.
thought he got Mervis one.
No, he wanted to get Mervis one, but it cost infinitely more gold because Mervis doesn't have the spark of a hero like you all
True.
do to activate
Gotcha.
the freak.
Sorry.
So, I think we need to go and find our friends.
At this
We need-
point, we
need to
need to
gather.
disguise
What there's
because
gonna
they
be, I
know what
almost
we look
feel
like.
I almost feel like there's no point in disguises when we also are gonna have to help anyone from Ambervale or anywhere else that we see getting harmed in the street. When we have this huge mob of people, there's gonna be no point in disguise at that point. I think that
Aye, but we can't fight a city.
And yeah, we can't. I mean, look, I understand where you're coming from, but we can't help everybody.
We have to choose. I can't change this armor easily. And truth be told, any armor that we get here is going to be second rate at best. And too expensive at worst. You all should start wearing disguises. Your looks can be changed and
If I may
Shawnee.
interject,
And
Tavish.
you-
most of the enticement centers, they're not gonna be willing to start stuff up there. I mean, it's would be way too much gold loss for them. If you stick to the enticement centers, you guys, should be safe. It's why Vito had you guys go to the club for Vance anyway, is that he couldn't send his own men there. So where would Mervis be? Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So that's an enticement center, and where would Tim be?
I think Tim was working on paperwork, wasn't he?
He was there back where Vito had his club, because he was working out the details to get the doc signed
For the
over.
The new contract.
But you mean that
Aye, the new
Vito might already
contract.
have him?
Aye, but we have to make certain. He is our squire, and we can't just abandon him.
I don't think anyone's gonna abandon Tim.
Vito just made a post. He's in his casino, his enticement center.
Of course he is.
And-
So at this
and so
point,
what do
if
you-
Tim is there, he knows we're going to try to come for Tim, so he would be waiting.
I think that's the last thing we do.
Because that would be a trap.
I think we get anyone else we're looking for first, and then we confront Vito
It's what I
and
should
get Tim back.
So
I
don't
can't handle that
hold on,
easily.
what- Yes.
I don't hate the idea of a disguise. I don't think the disguise is for you guys. I don't have it here, but at one of my other hideouts, I've got a vehicle that I use for VIPs, myself included, to get around the city of Ice. Not seen by people when you're just kind of not in the mood to be, right? And so if I went and I got that, I could get you guys out of the city. Easy.
How many people can you fit in there?
I mean, comfortably, not that many, but realistically, I could fit, 9, maybe 10 people inside.
And then
That
we need to
sounds
find-
like we try the 4 of us. You get Tim, we get Mervis, and that gets us to 6. And we grab 4 people that we can along the way.
I
Who
think
is
if we
this-
can,
Who is this Hedera?
Surely can't mother, can it? Sequoia?
I mean, it didn't look like it kind of felt like that one lady we saw in Nullhix, if I'm being honest, but different at the same time.
So, I mean, I don't mean to be
I don't
rude,
really know.
but I thought you said your mother was in jail. So how could that be the same? I don't know.
That's what everyone says, but I all of this is just so confusing to me. I just don't get what's happening.
been a lot of weird stuff with Hedera,
Um,
but I think
I mean, for all we
Do we
know,
know-
your mother could have been a twin or a triplet.
And who,
I think-
who was Skim?
Gem is a hero.
You would
Competed at
rem-
the
I mean, where is
Okay,
he from?
can
That's
we
what
do-
I meant to say. So I don't remember that.
I think he's
most
just an Amber Valiant hero.
most recently he fought at Ambervale, so he
Okay, I
could.
couldn't remember where he was from.
Yeah. His origin was not given past that.
Yeah, so I don't think we know where this man comes from.
Would, if we found Skim, you think he might be willing to help us since he's going to want to get out of here too?
I think any hero we find will be willing to help us, especially considering that people from their homes are being targeted as well.
Yeah, because he was in that big tournament they had at the festival.
And you also saw him fight here.
Right.
Yeah.
True, I remember that.
Shawnee pops back in. So the only thing I'll say is the sooner you guys kind of get out there and get whatever you want and get back, the better. Because once this like really starts to hit like the freak cycle and everyone starts to go to their booths, like, I mean, the city's going to start to come alive more and more. Right now, it's not going to be as bad because anyone with a freak, like your guys' level, you wouldn't even know that this happened.
Okay,
we need to
plan.
Aye, we need to get going.
we need to be in two groups.
Do
I
you,
think to get
do you
everything
two
done.
want to try and go get Tim, and I can take Sequoia, and we can try and go get Mervis, and see if we can find Federa.
I thought you said the other way around, because Tim is most likely with where Vito is. I'm lost.
Either way, but we need to make a decision.
All right, so what would be the
I
best
can't
way to
hide all that
disguise
well when
ourselves?
I'm
I don't know how. Rat and Vice.
I turn.
Not as Shawnee at this
Tavish
moment. 'Cause
Tavish turns to Shawnee and is like, "You got suggestions?"
I mean, I'd say we just move quick and go by the tramways. Once we're in the enticement centers, we should be golden.
I think we get to the enticement centers. I think we get whatever heroes we can find, and then we go and try to get Tim. I don't think we should go with just a couple of people.
Then do we
I
want to
don't know if
start
we're gonna.
with try and go
One thing to, because you all would know where you are. Currently, you are in the Ronnie's district. You are in the Citadel district, and so the two districts you would need right now to go to Vito's and to Draven's for the school for Draven's and for the casino for Vito's are in opposite directions. So if the party were to travel to one in force and then try to travel back the other way, you will be spending a considerably longer amount of time traveling.
we're in Ronnie's district. Isn't that where Don and Russ
And
are?
where is your vehicle? Your cart? What do you call it?
I have it over in the Draven's district. It's actually not too far away from where Mervis is. Well, allegedly, if he hasn't left the school already.
He knows to go to either the school or go back to Sweet Street for the hotel, and hopefully he won't go back to the street to Sweet Street for the hotel.
Seems. So who else do we know would be in this district that they're looking for?
That's
Well,
what I said.
in Ronnie's
I thought,
If I'm being 100% honest, like, I don't think Ronnie's gonna let her own fighters get targeted. I have to say, I think that's just a ploy to make it so, like, her fighters are in jeopardy. But, like, I don't see a world where Ronnie cashes in on, like, she was making this team from the ground up. I would know I was their promoter. I would be willing to bet that Dawn, Russ, and Skem are just chilling in the Citadel, just laying low.
so you're saying don't
I
worry
think we
about them
go-
for now.
Also, they seem like capable fighters. That's why Ronnie wanted them. If anyone could handle Vice, I mean,
You said that you work so they know that your face as a promoter. Would
yeah.
they know who you are? Then do you think
I'm
you should-
Sean E. Baby, working on the legacy.
I don't know why you asked that question.
As soon as you said that shit, I was like, "You fucked up, man." You set him off. Epsilon rolled his eyes when he did that shit.
Good. Then that means you can easily find them and get them to the transport. That's 3 spots.
So I would say though, you also probably want to be careful as well. If they knew that you were with us,
I mean, to be honest with what he's saying, they may not want to leave.
I
They
can
might not
definitely
wanna
send them
leave
a
because they
freak.
think they can find a better way out. Do that. And then we should...
And he
Well,
starts
who else?
using his freak.
Who else?
I was gonna
in
say, don't
this-
tell them where we are. Just ask them if they want to leave. Because if they don't, we don't want
Who
them
else?
to show up and then leave with our heads.
Who else that was listed actually needs help? Obviously, the regular citizens. So you're saying that these heroes don't. But is it just Tim and Mervis and then the regular citizens pretty much then? That are going to be harassed out here?
And potentially Hedera.
I mean, Hedera.
But she's got
I mean,
power
but
and influence.
I was going to... Exactly. I was like, if this Hedera is anything like the one that that I've heard of, then I don't think we should really have to worry.
No, but it is a prime excuse for Sequoia to get close to her.
Yeah, I mean, I would really like to speak with this Hedera, but I don't think that Mervis and Tim are gonna last long with a 10,000 gold bounty on their head.
Hadera might do better off. She's gonna be better off than they are presently.
Is Shawnee still on his
So,
freak?
okay.
Yes. Send.
Fucking
What did he say?
Shawnee,
Message to the
is there
I know, but what did he say?
is there any way for us to put feelers out to see if anyone's seen Tim or Mervis anywhere?
It's kind of a needle in a haystack, but you know what? I can look for it. Bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, bloop.
He's manually looking through. Oh my
He's
god.
got to. He can't ask because they're gonna be like, "Why do you want to know?" Oh,
Oh, I guess. Is there anywhere? I guess never mind. That doesn't make any sense. Where do people trade information on these kind of things? Like, are they just gonna? Are everyone's single-handedly gonna run us down? Are they like? Is there a place that people talk about bounties and like this to get together to plan this kind of thing? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, absolutely there are. A lot of that actually happens here within the Citadel District. They are known for their bounty hunters and their mercenaries. But a lot of those areas are going to be really risky because, I mean, you lot are
Good
worth,
bounty.
at a minimum, 40,000 gold right now.
Okay. Well, I think it's clear that obviously.
get out of here.
Obviously, Tavish wants to go after Mervis, which makes sense. So he can go with whoever to go get Mervis and get the vehicle with Shawnee, and then come back to meet with us before we go, and really try to get to Tim.
Because I mean,
I-
if we leave Tim, I don't think they're going to be very happy with us if we get back to Ambervale.
We're not leaving Tim. We can go in and get information about the area, but I don't think we should go in until all of us are together.
I think I should go with Tavish. This city isn't great for my fighting style, really, anyway. And, I mean, Epsilon, I mean, you'd be better if things, got a little crazy. I was only really in the fight last time because there was potted plants around. Like, what would have happened if there wasn't?
You'd have shot lightning into somebody at some point, I'm sure.
I don't know if I can do that anymore. It doesn't even feel like it's a part of me.
Sounds like you need a mentor.
Jesus Christ.
Have you heard of my Lord and Savior Darian?
What if it only
Oh.
happens when she's near that Hedera? Okay.
Oh, what if she can suck up the powers of Hedera's?
He's a
Places the battery.
sponge. Okay.
All right, so
Alright.
All right.
Sequoia and Tavish go to get Mervis and
We'll
get the
go
vehicle.
to this. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good by
She's
Shawnee!
Oh my! You got to take Shawnee with you too.
You
That's
two
the
scout. You two should scout the area around Vito's hotel. See if you can get eyes on Tim before actually trying to get him out. And if you can, ladies, and if you can contact them, do it, and we'll meet you.
I can't
Johnny.
believe this worked. And he
Oh,
turns
found
his
some.
freak. He turns his freak to the party, and there's a post of it's like a somber post, like Vito's like leaned over his hand. It's like in a dimmer
Oh my
lighting
God.
and stuff like that. And it's like it's kind of a summary of like what he spoke about, like in like a more text format. In the very background of the photo, you can see Tim carrying a stack of papers, being ushered into a room by one of the Vito's like men.
Oh my god, I told you. Okay.
There.
You should go to his district, see if you can get eyes on him. If you can make contact, do it. If not, just try to see if you can find him. Once we
Johnny.
arrive, we'll go in.
That's the casino. That's the main building. So it should be easy for you guys to get into. I mean, it's the enticement center after all.
But here's my question. Just as you said that here at the Citadel is where all the bounty hunters are, right? And it would be dangerous for us to walk directly into there. Would it not be the same thing to walk into the casino? Or are you saying that
So
the value of the casino will keep them from attacking us?
you could walk into the enticement center here. That wouldn't be a problem. But that's also not where they actually do the real talking. If you want to watch a fight and be in the crowd, have at it, I guess.
So, Shawnee, do you have a couple of long cloaks or anything like that we could take with us?
I wouldn't say my wardrobe's exactly and he opens it up and it's all like stylish, like all of the ones that fit like a long cloak are all like gaudy and stylish and like neon striped and vibrant and things like that.
You know?
But at the same time, wouldn't something plain make us stand out even more among all the people who want to stand out?
That's kind of what I was thinking. I think we stand out
Guess
more
when
looking
you're
like
in
this.
place,
No, no. If you said like any long black cloak, that would make us stand out even more because no
Like,
one
look
just
at that
wears
guy over there.
plain things. Yes,
Look at that guy
not
over there
a
with
good-
one color.
That's not a good thing.
Yes, he
Plain
customized his
Jane
ruby
looking
robes.
ass. You got that Rudy cloak on. Look at him. Okay, I think you're right. I think, I guess these will work. I gotta change clothes.
So everyone
I
dons
went in vice.
these robes, these vibrant,
I mean-
shimmering neon robes.
I mean, at the very least, change out of what we wore to the party that we were seeing in the video.
Fair.
Are we still? Is Tavish still wearing the vestments made from the supposedly Vance's body parts?
Yes, unless the party has decided to put those down or not be carrying them, they are all still equipped.
We still don't know what
I'm
they
not.
did.
I'm not equipping this
Tavish is
cane. I'm
taking
putting
this
it in my
off.
bag. I'm putting.
Is Tavish
in his hand.
keeping it in his inventory, or is he like tossing it to the ground?
He's gonna toss it to the ground. He's getting rid of it entirely.
Okay.
He feels uncomfortable wearing
Man, wait.
bits of a
You can't
sentient.
Can't just throw that on the ground. We got to do something with this stuff, man.
He's like, we gotta bury it.
You know what we need to do is we gotta go get your friends.
Yeah.
We've wasted enough time. Let's get going.
All right, this way, and he shuffles you guys off to where the trams are. And while you're waiting for the trams to arrive, he goes, I wonder if maybe we shouldn't have just let that delivery guy go away. It's probably not a big deal.
Christ. Did he see
That's why
everything?
we're
It's
going
probably
right.
not a big deal. It
He
probably is
cannot-
not
That's
a
why
big deal.
we're going. Right now.
No, listen to me
And
right
the trams arrive.
now. Shawnee, we're
um,
not going back to that house.
We gotta meet somewhere else.
We have to go somewhere else.
Where are you guys trying to meet then?
Where's the vehicle?
Do you have another safe
Vehicles-
house in another district?
In the
It's a-
Raven section.
Yeah, it's at the safe house we're gonna go get the vehicle from. But it wouldn't be a safe house if I could just tell you where it is easily.
So pick somewhere else. So sorry.
I
Oh my
almost feel like we should just
Uh,
all go together.
Tavish turns to Shawnee and asks, "Can your vehicle go on water, or is it just land?"
The trams are going to. This set of trams is going to leave in 10 seconds.
I think we should all just go together.
7.
Be honest.
We meet on
Rather
Sweet
than-
Street.
3.
All
There
right,
anyway,
I
because
guess
that's where the
we'll separate.
we'll meet at his casino.
Alrighty.
All right, and the party separates. Tavish, Sequoia, and Shawnee in one tram heading towards Draven's district, and Epsilon and Lyra heading towards Vito's. And on that note, we are going to take a 5-minute break. We will be right back.
I know this man's so happy.
Welcome back to Cinematic Epic. I'm your host and game master, Adam. The party has had an interesting go of things at the start of this episode, realizing that the stakes that they thought they had a little more time for have already doubled, with the powers that be in the city of Vice calling for a large bounty. Vito ultimately coming on top of the pile as far as Ronnie and Azure are concerned, flipping the script, turning the tables, and putting the bounty on all those who come from foreign cities rather than just the party that was serving his own needs. Now the party finds themselves with bounties worth tens of thousands of gold on each of them, including young master Mervis and Tim. The party is split up into two groups, desperately trying to get the two of them back safe and sound. Let's rejoin our party to see how this all pans out in this what is beginning to become even more thrilling episode. Also, as a reminder, we are still under the epic encounter that combat prompts will have 5 seconds to be responded to, or else. Let's go ahead and start with Tavish and Sequoia heading off on the tramway to Draven's district. The tram speeds down the tracks, stops a couple of times in a couple of different, locations, picking up and dropping off passengers. Meanwhile, Sequoia and Shawnee and Tavish just have to stay calm. Ever on edge, looking about. No one seems to pay them too much mind. But as they get closer, one stop before the school, Tavish, you get a little feeling. In fact, let's see if that feeling takes root. Let's get a perception check for Tavish. The roll to beat is 20.
Damn.
Dice are not liking me at the moment.
Okay. As Tavish, you're focused in. All you're thinking about is that you're hoping that Mervs didn't leave the school early. That he didn't linger in maybe a public space. Oh, what if he went to a restaurant? What if he got food? Are those in the enticement center? You realize the intricacies of this city aren't something that you're overly familiar with, and you realize you lost yourself too much in thought. As you feel the clink of something tap against the back of your armor. I knew the second that I walked up to Tavish, he was going to be the person that I needed to talk to.
Oh my god!
I wasn't exactly sure if my 6-shooter was going to be enough to threaten him or to keep him in line, but he had to know that I'm serious. He had to know that I'm willing to take this fight. Though I guess, if I'm being honest, I really don't want to. I spoke to him. So, I have to ask, why'd you kill that enforcer? And blue smoke ripples over your shoulder plate.
He chose the right one to talk to.
Is it morning or afternoon at the moment? This is...
It would be like early afternoon.
That's what I thought. In my mind too.
Afternoon,
Felt right.
Constable. Lassiter. I think that's the right man.
Yeah? You've got my name,
I know
but you didn't answer my question.
Because truth of the matter is, Constable, I have no memory of the incident.
The last thing I remember from last night was sitting in a bar and having a drink.
Do you really mean that? Turn around.
I slowly turn my
Slowly.
head. I slowly turn towards Lassiter and kind of look. It's like I begin to take a step. Does he react negatively to me taking a step?
The reaction you get from him is that he just kind of like he's not like stopping you from turning, as he also asked you to turn around, but he does like tap you with the barrel of his 6-shooter again. In fact, actually, let's get another perception check for Tavish. This time the number to beat is 12.
Shit.
Damn, boy, you can't see nothing.
He's
Your
fucking-
eyes are closed.
As Tavish turns around, nothing overtly like catches his eye. But one thing that does is that Sequoia and Shawnee are no longer in this train.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh shit.
Great. That's fine. I
Say that
lean
again.
close enough so he can... The last thing that I remember from last night was having a drink at a bar in Vito's district. And then the next morning I woke up and that video was already sent to us.
You can tell as he's looking at you, you're not familiar with the type of magic or ability that it would be associated with, but something about this gaze is like penetrating, as if he's somehow like watching your words come out of your mouth, but like analyzing the meaning, the like what they're connected to visually. He slowly puts his 6-shooter into his holster and his cigarette into his mouth. I gotta say, I believe you.
Good.
Do you mind if I take a closer look at your teeth?
Does he have to?
That I do.
Oh, this
It could potentially prove a theory I have.
I have no doubt that it might.
Here.
But there's a lot
Yeah.
more.
Sorry, you can finish. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's a lot more than spec that lies underneath this helmet.
Well, then do me a favor. And he pops out like a little like pocket mirror kind of looking device, and goes, just tell me if your teeth seem a little whiter than normal.
I try to find a way that I can angle the mirror so I can see my teeth through the helmet.
Okay. As you do, your teeth do look, and especially in comparison to like your normal, more rundown, figure, your teeth do look noticeably crisper than you like have ever seen.
Man, that goddamn corpse with crisp pearly white, son. What the fuck?
Hey, that's what having good dental will do to you.
It's called those are
Hold on,
veneers.
a lifelong tooth enthusiast. Toothbrushing enthusiast.
Are they
I
different?
chewed on sticks. I hand his mirror back to him.
He's like this.
A bit more.
One
Crisper.
more perception check. Sorry. Let's do this time because you're holding this object. It is an 8.
I
He
swear
trying to
God,
help you out,
Tavish.
man.
I swear to God.
Oh, look
take that.
Oh, look! Now you get it.
Oh look, it's a mirror.
When he pulled out this small, like pocket mirror, it felt very feminine. Felt very like a makeup accessory. It felt a little out of character for him, but Vice is a weird place, so you didn't think anything of it. As you close it and you hand it back to him, though, you realize the initials inscribed on the back are not that of Lavender Lassiter, but it is IL. As he grabs it and he pockets
Yo!
the mirror. So, are they different?
Aye. They're crisper than they usually are. Definitely more white.
That's what I thought. So it's freedom. It's a drug making its way around the city. It possesses the ability to suppress independence. Wow. It's ironically called freedom.
Aye. Do you know how it can be transferred, or is it just... We had drinks at the bar.
It's a powerful arcane substance. It can be done through skin to skin, blood. I mean, you could even ingest it.
That sounds about right. We only had drinks, and it's not like I am the armor, and the armor is me. It's not like I take it off all that often.
As sorry, good.
I do have one question, Constable. Are you gonna
Sure.
let me get off this tram?
As
Are you gonna let me
arrive,
get off this tram?
as
or are you
as
gonna pull that weird little crossbow?
as you're uttering that, like you get to your stop and the doors open, and he goes, "I think this is you."
Oh, that's your answer.
Weird little crossbow.
Best of luck on your theories, Lassiter.
No.
Constable Lassiter.
As the doors kind of begin to do their closing procedure, he goes, "I've got two things for you, Tavish. One, keep an eye out for that other one that traveled with you here. Sigma, I believe her name is. Something tells me she's not operating under the same code. And two, check the others when you get a chance. Grayer eyes, whiter teeth. That's freedom's mark." And the doors close, and the tram.
That's why he said turn around. That makes sense now. Try to look at your eyeballs.
Meanwhile, on the other tram, your tram heads straight to the casino district, making a couple of stops along the way, but it is a speedy process as you make it to Vito's casino. The doors open to your tram, and you're able to exit. And while you're in kind of the neutral territory, the brief steps from like the tram to the enticement center, you definitely can tell there's people that are kind of eyeing you and like making gestures like, oh. But as you look over them and you glance at them, these ones that have noticed you wouldn't even cut it as the enforcers you fought in the hotel suite. You're able to make your way to the casino's entrance, where the same concierge is there that greeted you last time. Huh. Didn't expect to see the likes of you back here so soon. How can I help?
Is there really any way that you can help us? I don't know. So,
So sassy.
well, we might just
Whoa.
make our way inside, because what's he gonna do for us? Tail.
Well, feel free to look around the casino floor.
Well, I think we will. Thank you so much.
I just stand there. Just stand there and looking.
He can't do
Never
that
break
for
eye
us.
contact.
As like you walk by him, he just begins greeting the next people
Mhm.
walking up.
He ain't worry about us. He can't help us either. All right,
And
so
so
I
you,
feel
uh,
like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was going to say, I feel like the first thing we need to do is look around.
Yeah. So as
Yeah.
you enter the casino, floor, you realize that the only place you've been is to Vito's office. Within this massive enticement center. So the only thing you are familiar with is the lift that takes you there.
I
Well,
guess.
what else do we see?
You see a massive gambling hall. It is tables on tables on tables of bets and gold and coin being thrown around, won and lost. Every second you see someone in utter despair, and 2 feet from them is someone cheering their hearts out over how much money they've lost or how much money they've earned, or won, I should say.
I guess
Hmm?
we should look around the area near the lift first.
Should we get close to the lift, or should we look at it from afar?
Start there.
The lift is the lift is where it is. The doors to the lift are closed, so it's not like you can see the lift itself.
Is there anyone around it? Like, of
I mean,
consequence?
There's the guards that were there when you walk. There's 2 guards that kind of stand like at its entrance, and then there's the 2 enforcers that stand at its entrance, and then there's the person who's there to like ring the bell to let them know to manually start the lift.
So it all looks relatively normal. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Okay. Are these the same
Business as
people that we
usual.
saw last time?
Roll a perception. The number to beat is 7.
Look at your
Alright.
perception.
Other than the concierge, these are different people.
Okay. So, I mean, they would know us, but they don't know us. That's what I'm going to go with.
Guess I just want to make note of like where like there's people that are obviously just like guards standing around and stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Just
making
in general.
note of where security is. Yeah, in general.
In the
Um,
whole building. Well, the whole
you would
area
know-
we can see.
Yeah, as far as enforcers within the building that you can see on the floor, there are 2 posted at like every door. There are like every door out of the main casino hall. There are 8 doors out of the casino hall, so there's a minimum of 16. There are 2 at the lift, so there is a total of 18 that are like clear and obvious. It's hard to track those that are moving on the floor above you because you can only see them when they are within a level of view. Though you do remember when you went to Vito's quarters that the security upstairs was much heavier than the security downstairs.
Okay. So, just off of what we remember and what we're seeing, we go in there. 'Cause if we went in there, I bet you 100 gold that Vito would let all of us walk in there. We just would not be able to walk out. You know what I mean? Like, we went there to say we had want to have a meeting with Vito. He would probably let us in there, but where we would not be allowed to leave, right? And it's just the resistance as we get closer is going to be more and more. The closer to Vito's office, the security gets higher. But that's probably also where Tim is.
Perception for the two of you. The number to beat is 9.
Jesus
That ain't even my.
Christ.
Nah, I'm good. That's Sequoia's dice. Ah, woo. Oh, you got.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
Ah, look at you. Ah! Get re-rolled. Give me that.
I had
17.
such a
we
bad-
will
I had a
count.
better
We will
one.
count. We will count that. That is 2 passes. We will count that first roll. No.
I was like, dang.
But somewhere in the city, Sequoia has failed at something.
No.
Oh dear.
As the two of you are you're like making your plans, you're talking, you're like kind of scanning the upper balcony, and you see at the glass pane that from Vito's office that overlooks this floor, Vito is standing there drinking out of the same skull mug that he was last time, arm in hand over none other than Tim's shoulder, as the two of them are sharing a drink, looking out at the floor. He sees the two of you. He looks at you and he raises his glass and then puts it to his hand over Tim and gestures. You guys come on up.
Does Tim not know what's going on? Tim might not know what the fuck is going on. If he's been in that office the whole time, he probably has no fucking clue what's going on right now.
Well, I don't know if he had a freak or not.
That
I
would
don't think so.
no. Tim does not have a freak.
So unless
He
they
has no
told him or
idea.
he overheard
Oh.
something, he has no idea what's happening right now.
He's got no idea. He's been inside this entire time working. He's a diligent little man.
Mm-hmm. But look, we can't go up there. We said we have to wait for everybody. I feel like that would not be a good idea.
I want to send a freak over to Tavish and Sequoia. Send like a message real quick. Just
Can we? Do
we're here in this casino.
I mean, because can we do that with the ones that we have?
Yeah, you can. You would have to go to one of the freak booths.
Damn.
But there are freak booths everywhere. They do cost
You would
gold
think so.
though to use.
Oh yeah,
What's
I will pay 1 gold to send a freak. I know we don't got a pay by text message ass system out here.
Yes, we do.
Inside the casino, it is
Telegram.
10 gold a message.
That is highway robbery. This motherfucker really got me paying 10 gold,
Look here,
and you know he
on
got
the-
the records. It's trash.
I'm over
So
here
you're
like,
are you spending the 10 gold?
Oh, 100%. Let me go ahead and just.
I'm
alter
over here
my
like,
roll.
on the brick phones, the text messages was only a penny.
So, send a freak like, we're here at the casino, checking out the security. Wait, hold on, wait. We're here at the casino, right? Spotted Tim with Vito in his office. Vito's gesturing at us or wants us to come up there, waiting for you guys.
But also add in there that we think Tim is unaware.
We think Tim doesn't know shit about what's going on.
Who all are you sending this to?
Just
Tavish and
Sequoia and Tavish.
Oh, just okay. Is that
It's 20, isn't it?
Let's get a perception
Almost like somebody
check
stopped asking.
for Sequoia and Tavish. The number to beat is 6.
Say, do they hear the message?
Sequoia is just
Motherfucker!
like,
She failing everywhere. She tripping on her feet walking around outside.
God damn.
So
tripping.
Tavish, when we get back
And
to you,
I'm not close to Sequoia.
when we get back to you, you will know that your freak has vibrated, but you cannot read whatever the message is without going to a freak.
Send one to Sean E. He can read it there. And he's with Sequoia, supposedly. I will give
guess.
you 10
What
to
do you-
send another message. I don't
As
give a
far
shit.
just as a reminder, as far as Lyra is concerned, Shawnee is with Tavish and Sequoia.
Yeah, so, but I mean, it would have been smart to send it to Shawnee to begin with because he can read it anywhere.
Would you like to spend another 10 gold to send another message?
I will give you 10 gold to send this message, just because. Look,
She puts
look,
the coins in the slot. Send another one to Shawnee right now.
Because look, Tavish can't read it on demand like Sean E can. Sean can just bloop on his wrist and read it. We have to be at one of these things.
It's more of a
That's
whoop, but it's okay.
Shawnee says that from nowhere.
So is that so you send him a message?
Yeah. I sent him an identical message.
Almost instantly you get a response.
There you go. See?
And
Next time, just hit him next time.
It just reads, "You guys might want to hurry up. If things are about to play out like I think they are here, we're gonna need to leave like quickly."
Damn.
We weren't supposed to do anything. We were
Listen.
just supposed to. We were just supposed to recon out this bitch. What you mean, hurry up?
All right. Well, if that's the case, I think we have to do it. We have to go up there.
So we head up.
I guess. Shit.
Hold on, wait. Before we go, I'm just thinking. I get close and all quiet and shit. Just extra quiet.
Mhm.
I feel like if it comes down to it, I might have to go buck wild. I think that the last thing that he wants is for harm to come to the casino. I don't know. I feel like I could do a lot of damage if it comes down to it.
Can you just make sure I'm standing behind you when this happens?
Sure thing. But I don't know. That's the last
Alas.
resort. The last resort.
That's all I ask. How would it be?
Where
I
are we
guess
even
if
going
some.
We discussed. This is terrible. This is
As,
terrible.
As the two of you head over to the lift,
Mhm.
as you get there, the person who rings the bell to let the lift to like start is interrupted as the concierge steps over and grabs the bell and looks at you both and goes, "Let me help you with that," and rings the bell before turning and walking away back to his post.
Oh, bitch.
my god.
Yeah, you trying to get fucking. You're lucky we're on a higher path.
You know what? If shit hits the fan, he's gonna be on my list.
His
elevator.
eardrums getting popped.
The elevator opens.
Discombobulate.
Do you enter it?
How else we getting up there?
So the two of you
That just
board
sounds soon.
the elevator. You watch as it goes from 1 to like in between 1.5, or like in between 1 and 2, like 1.5, and the door opens and there's like a floor you didn't know existed, and 8 people walk into onto the lift, and then the lift begins to move up again. But right before it hits 2, one of them reaches forward and hits the stop.
Oh, bitch.
Close quarters.
Let's roll a perception check for the two of you. The number to beat is, or actually, no, sorry, not perception. Let's get a sense motive. The number to beat for the two of you is 10.
Oh God. Okay.
All right.
You did it.
I don't feel as bad about that.
I mean, I had a 3, so we was gonna try to make it no matter what.
You both have the feeling immediately that violence is imminent.
God damn.
As like all of them begin to like turn, and knives start to like come out from underneath cloaks, swords start to get unsheathed, and you two are in the middle of the lift with these 8 opponents surrounding you. The one closest to Epsilon has a knife, and he is thrusting it at your stomach. Epsilon, what are you doing? 5, 4,
I'm going to
3.
gonna
2.
hit him in the head with my hands. I'll hit him with the flaming hand.
So let's see this roll from Epsilon.
Oh my god, this is some old doo-doo, man.
And let's get that attack roll as well from his assailant. As the person comes in, you can tell that they are not the most trained. This isn't some sort of like, well thought attack. It's desperate. It comes out out of greed, out of like a a potential opportunity. You smack this person like on the forehead. They're kind of like get a little dazed, no real damage. Their knife kind of like swipes out in front of you, slicing across your midriff ever so slightly. Just the tiniest amount of your clothes are ripped. Meanwhile, over on the other side, one of them that pulled out like a small axe is swinging for Lyra's like shoulder neck area. What is your response?
I have a question. I was like, before we start counting, I have a question. Looking at because over here, I never got to ask you this question about this perk, and I just I have a question about it, and that is it. The one that says combat speech, it says when using an action, use your sound as a weapon of your choice equal to half your charisma level. Does that mean I can like use it and it acts as though it's like an actual weapon, like a sword or something? I was like, how does it work? Okay, because in my all right, so here we go. Because in my mind, I was gonna in my mind, I'm gonna take it and try to use make like a fucking sound sword and like swipe them.
Okay, let's see the sound sword roll.
Oh no! So wait,
that's not great. And let's see that attack roll from our
20.
20. Oh no!
Bad. Don't make that face. Don't make that face. Just go ahead and speak.
The blade it stabs into them something fierce, more than enough to rip through the cloth and lack of armor that they have. However, it is not enough to stop their axe coming in. The axe cleaves into the meat of your shoulder, biting into like the rotator cuff of your like body as you were like gesturing for where you wanted this attack to go. The movement of it created a glancing point where the axe bit in, skipped up, and then clicked into your neck. So the axe blade itself has bitten into your neck, not enough to like sever through and hit like the spine, as the most of it was blunted by your shoulder. But you do in fact right now have a person holding an axe with the blade into the side of your neck.
Oh my god.
Let's go to the next adversary on Epsilon. You've got two that are attempting to do something from behind you, but right now you're looking away from them, so you don't know what their attacks are. What is your reaction to this? 5. 4.
I want to just like pierce them with like a ray of fire, like just 2 beams behind me.
Let's see it.
So much better than I was doing.
I need to roll well. That's all I gotta say.
This attack from you, you're able to like jet this fire out so like quickly, so like accurately. Their attacks are stopped completely. They don't even get like a chance to like muster the full attack. They were closing the distance, and now they have been eradicated by flame. You hear their whimpers as their bodies char with their burning robes.
How many was that?
That was 2.
Cool.
Let's go to the 2 that are striking from behind Lyra. It is a similar situation. They are closing in from behind you. You are not looking their direction, so you do not know what their attacks are. What is your reaction? 5, 4.
I feel like first I gotta get the dude off me with the
2,
fucking axe, so he gets.
1.
I'm like, I don't
Okay.
know how.
So we're
Get
gonna.
off me.
So what are you doing after that? First thought.
I would in my mind I can't do a big sound. I have to try to use a little sound, and I'm shooting him with the sound bullet.
Okay.
That's what's happening.
Shooting him with a sound.
That's the
Yeah,
best way for me to
Let's
describe
do
that.
a toughness check first. A toughness check. The number to beat is 12.
Oh. I was
That
like,
joint
no.
is rolling.
You were able to dislodge the axe head, and while you feel woozy for a second, you're able to like keep your composure as you try to fire this this precision sound into the attacker in front of you. Let's see that attack roll.
Come on, guys. Jesus Christ. So what is that technically, like 10?
You're not. Yeah, it is 10. You're not able to get it quite so piercing, but it's still more than enough to hit this adversary and send him like sliding backwards. But it doesn't stop the two people from behind you. So let's see what their attack rolls against you are.
I don't see him. Jesus Christ.
Damn.
It's not looking good for me today.
You feel a dagger slide into like where your kidneys are, and it's like just deep, and then the other one is like the tip of a rapier comes out through your right shoulder. Epsilon.
Was that my good shoulder?
Yes, your good shoulder. Epsilon, in the corner of your eye, you can see the assailant that is on your right. He has some sort of like brass knuckle like looking contraption, though it seems to have some sort of like sparking element to it, and he's swinging in towards the face. What are you gonna do? 5.
I want to turn. I want to grapple him, and I want to put him into, like, I want to push him towards like where they are, the people behind Lyra.
Let's get a grapple check. The grapple check to beat here is 9.
I have a 2 in grapple.
Okay.
Woo!
You're able to move this attack over towards the assailant who or the first one. It just decks him out. He crumbles like a slinky. He just falls over and just onto himself, and the other guy just kind of goes stumbling across the elevator and has not recovered. Let's go back to Lyra. Lyra, the person to your side is coming at you. They're coming at you with just a good old-fashioned normal straight sword, and they're swinging down.
Jesus Christ. Well, I feel like first, can I
5,
see them? Where are they?
4.
If I can see them,
3.
if I can see them, I want to try to dodge initially. I have to do something.
All right. Let's would be evasion. In your current state with 2 weapons in you, this evasion challenge rating is going to be a 17.
I'm doing awful. I'm gonna die.
Let's see their attack roll.
Don't say that.
Do I still get an attack?
One from the assailant from your side.
20.
Do I still get an attack?
You had 5 seconds to tell me what you wanted to do. This blow comes in and it connects right like into below the shoulder, and you feel your left arm break from the impact, and your left arm droops and it cuts into the meat of it. So your left arm is hanging by what's left of your muscle and tendon, and not by bone and the outside of your arm. Epsilon, you're like with your foes around you defeated, you turn and you see a dagger, a person holding beginning to like starting the motion to like pull a dagger out and stab again. Same with a rapier, and a person with a sword beginning to like do another hacking motion. What would you do? 5, 4.
I'm going to
3,
toast up
2,
the 2 people behind Lyra.
Okay. Let's see that pyro. That's going to be a 12. Is this something that maybe you want to spend mastery on, or are we okay with the 12?
The 12. I think I gotta live with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me get a stalwart check from Lyra. The number to beat is 12.
Don't dance it around.
You're able to like brace yourself like with what like sound and arcane like you can like muster up in this moment as these flames, you can feel them like lick over your back as the two people behind you are engulfed in this fire. The one closest to Epsilon is dropped immediately. The other one is going to roll a stalwart check of his own on a 12 to beat it. Otherwise, he's going to be panicking on fire. So let's check that out. He's panicking. So he's just...
Can I force an attack?
Yes. What is your force action?
I wanna.
5.
I'm pulling that sword out and I'm getting the guy in front of Lyra too.
All right, let's see it. We are going to see what their attack roll is. Lyra, you look as this second blow is coming in. This time, they're aiming right up for the neck, nearing that wound that was already there. But they stop as Epsilon lunges forward and stabs into them. The only two that are left alive currently are the ones that was wielding the axe that was knocked back against the wall, and the one with the gauntlet. The one with the gauntlet reaches over and starts pressing like the start elevator button, and it like dings up to the next floor as you were almost there, and the doors open into like Vito's lounge, and the two of them like see what floor they're on and like compose themselves and just like don't enter the room. Well, that's not very courteous. He makes a gesture with his hand. One of the enforcers from his lounge steps into the elevator and just starts to just stab one of them until they crumple to the ground. And then he comes to the other one and then slits his throat, pushes him down, and then steps on his skull. And then he walks back into the lounge.
We just had to press the button.
I'm sorry that weren't treated with hospitality. Please, let me aid you. And he makes another gesture, and one of his enforcers comes over to the table and like sets out like a little medical kit with like healing salves and things like that. And Vito gestures to the chair next to him. Tim looks beyond shocked about what's going on. Like he's like, "Whoa, what?"
I'm gonna pull my sword out the man that I had it stabbed into, and then I'm gonna heat the blade up to clean the blood off, and then I'm gonna sheath it.
Okay, I like.
I'm gonna grab Lyra and get into the room. Fucking arm dangling and shit.
I'm over like, be careful.
Be careful with that. I need that. That's my music arm.
Right, that's my good arm. That's what's wrong, man.
Some bullshit.
Do you sit next to Vito?
I think that it's not a good idea to use this shit. What? I'm gonna go. We got some shit on us, don't we? We got some medical supplies, right?
You have the stuff to patch up like some cuts and bruises, not neck lacerations and impalements, and a kidney
Like,
being.
can we try to sense the motive of the man who's supposed to like patch me up?
Absolutely, you 100% can. Let's get a sense of
Probably won't get it,
for the two of them. The number to beat is 25.
Of course it is.
Oh my god.
I don't even think I can be a 25.
Almost, not quite.
I don't think any of us can beat a 25.
No, we're not that far in life.
Please, let me show you some true hospitality.
I'm over here like, I'm short, I can stand, he can reach everything. I don't need to sit, I can stand.
I guess I'll watch over what goes on with my hand on my hilt, just resting.
Tim again looks super confused, but
Because he has no idea.
is
what's
like, and goes back to like talking the contract stuff. And Vito's like, I don't see a problem with that.
Man,
We
Tim,
can get that up to date with Ambervalian law. Not a problem.
Tim, get over here.
I'm over here like,
The contract, we're working out the details, so it's legal.
Did you see what just happened?
he saw nothing. We were in the close elevator.
What seems to be the issue, Epsilon?
I think it's clear. I don't think anything happens in this casino that you don't want to happen.
Now, why would I go and kill some of my favorite heroes?
Why would you go and make a announcement
Put a
to have
Why
all
would you
of-
go
put a
and put
bounty
a
on our
bounty on
heads?
our heads? There you go. There's your words.
That's just business. Look, this whole Ambervalian outsider nonsense is gonna drift away in a matter of days, weeks, maybe.
What
But
Sir, I almost lost an
Ambervalian
arm.
citizens, such as my associate Tim here, who also, Tim, you might be interested to know, you have a bounty on your head as well.
it's
know.
true, Tim. You do. But you are never in any danger here.
So those guys that just tried to piece us up in the elevator could have been here to get you.
Had they come for Tim, they would have met my enforcers. Or they would have met me. Anyway,
So then what was all that about then?
some desperate men wanting some gold.
No. I meant the whole speech. That apparently was just business and almost lost me an arm.
Oh, the other two, they wanted you out of the city. I figured there was no talking my way out of it, not with that freak video of you all murdering that guard, or that enforcer.
I wonder whose fault that was too.
I figured you guys would do that more subtly. I wasn't expecting something that might make Ronnie blush.
The thing is, we have no memory of doing any of those things. We were at the party. We woke up in the hotel room. We don't remember anything in between.
Partied hard, I guess.
No, not at all. There was one drink, and that one drink took us out.
You know, the drink I was gonna have at my table was taken. Allegedly was misdelivered.
Well, apparently, it ended up at our table. So I don't know how you wanna. So that could have been you, apparently.
Could have been.
Hmm.
Let's roll a toughness check for Lyra. The number to beat is 15.
It's because they're in here fucking with my cuts.
You fucking
Oh,
stunk.
look at that. Oh, shit. No, I still got my arm.
Lyra is able to keep herself standing. but we are going to check in with a different part of the party now. Meanwhile, and I don't usually get to do this, so this will be a fun little, sidestep. I am going to pull myself into my own sidebar.
What the fuck?
As we spin a little narrative tale here for our viewers. As the tram headed, as Sequoia, Sean E, and Tavish on their tram head to the school, Shawnee leans over to Sequoia and goes, "Hey, if you want to meet up with Hedera, we need to back out of this next stop. And judging that Lavender boarded on the last last stop, well, I think he's going to talk to Tavish. It's the perfect time to get away. If you want to meet Hedera, let's do this." Sequoia was hesitant. I mean, it's going against the plan. It's leaving Tavish alone, but she couldn't resist the temptation of meeting Hedera. So she nodded in agreement. The doors opened to the stop, and Lavender began to approach Tavish. And under this influx of people leaving and going, and now Tavish being interacted with by the detective, Sequoia and Shawnee step out of the tram. Outside of the tram, as it passes on by, Shawnee quickly ushers Sequoia off of the main streets, reminding her that they are still, in fact, wanted. Well, she is anyway. A car pulls up, and Sequoia looks a bit confused, as she doesn't understand what this contraption is. It's like a carriage but there's no horses pulling it. It's almost automated similarly to the tram systems in some way, but it's bizarre looking. The door opens and Shawnee goes, "Look, I never had to go somewhere else for my ride. Why would I keep it somewhere other than my safe house? Sometimes I think you guys think I'm so stupid you underestimate me. But I did have to pick up someone. It's not Hedera before you get too excited, but you two need to talk." Sequoia looks into the cab of this weird vehicle, and inside is none other than Lady Azure. Remembering their meeting and how Lady Azure was promising the potential meetup with Hedera, and this felt so close, such a potential, Sequoia couldn't resist. She stepped into the cab. As the door shuts behind them and the vehicle begins to move down the street, Azure speaks to Sequoia. "I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I love Hedera. Vice isn't going to be a safe place for her soon. There's no way Vito doesn't double down on this all. I won't be able to get her out of this city. But perhaps you can. It will serve the both of us. You get to meet her, and in exchange, you get her out of this city. This wasn't what I wanted. Least of all for her. She doesn't deserve this." Sequoia, taken back by the emotion of it all, the raw, like, unfiltered side that she's seen, and this is the first experience with any of these figureheads of the city of Vice that have spoken this way so honestly. So Sequoia had no choice She looked back to Azure, and she said, well, I mean, yeah, of course I'll help Hedera. You just tell me where she is, and I'll get her out of the city. I promise. Azure smiles and nods. As again, she can tell as this emotion, this potential meeting means so much to Sequoia that no one else could have been chosen for this. No one else would have been up to this task. The car slows and stops. She begins to tell Shawnee and Sequoia where they can find Hedera. And let's check back in with our other party.
Yep, I heard it.
All right. So we're gonna jump back straight to Epsilon and Lyra. We are gonna go over to Tavish. Tavish, as so you're walking through the school, you're trying to figure out, like, you know, what classroom was it? What, and your mind is racing, and then you remember where he was working, and you head over to that classroom, and there, in the classroom, a sigh of relief. He's at one of the workbenches. He's tinkering with his suit, with his apparatus, with this whole, like, almost exoskeleton looking device. And a person is over his shoulder speaking enthusiastically.
Oh, like that.
And he turns back, and you're looking at this elderly man, and he smiles at you. His yellow hazmat coat, his vials, his glasses, his ragged hair, and his scarred face. He looks back at you and goes, huh, "You must be Tavish. I'm Draven."
Yep. Where you been at?
Tavish extends his hand to shake Draven's hand and says, "Pleasure is mine."
He claps
Master
your hand
Draven.
and he shakes it, like, enthusiastically and also weirdly. Like, your hand doesn't just move up and down. Your arm, like, kind of wobbles as he, like, overly enthusiastically shakes it. And he's like, oh, young Mervis here, little pupil he is, has been talking up a storm about you. Oh,
I take it that his studies are going just as well as his mouth is, apparently.
Oh.
I kind of glance to Mervis and kind of give him a check-in. You're not just being stuck here, right?
he looks, like, enthusiastically, like he's, like, putting together, like, this this equation has just been answered, and he's, like, filing in all these, like, numbers into his notes, and he's, like, connecting different things, like, into this apparatus that he's building. And he's like, Draven's he's a genius. I think this would have taken me months if I would have ever even been able to figure it out. He's been here with me for, I mean, what, 2-3 hours at most? I can't even believe it. He would be much further along if he just would have, and he reached into his coat and he pulls out this, like, little vial, and these, like, weird looking ant creatures are, like, spiraling around in it. If he just would have eaten a couple of these, oh boy! And he shoves it back into his coat.
There's drugs everywhere.
It really would have opened up the mind. And a free mind is a creative mind, and a creative mind, well, and he, like, lifts notes and pads and things like that, can do some amazing amazing things. Anyway, you don't seem like the scientific type. Why are you here?
Yeah, that was coming.
I come to check on young Master Mervis, as there has been developments in the city that has placed a bounty both on his and my heads.
What? That's unfortunate. Ooh. Who wants that?
As well as a question of where you are, Master Draven. As Lady Azure, Ronnie, and Vito have been acting as if you aren't around. Or can't be.
He gives
Huh.
no shits.
Well,
Old ass
if
man.
I'm being honest, I haven't been.
It seems that they might be eyeing your college to see if they can divide it up.
Honestly, they can have it. Like this right here. What this little bastard made, and he like aggressively ruffles like Mervis's like head. This is the first breakthrough that I have had in this academy in, well, since my last project.
What is it?
What
Oh.
are you working on, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, you know, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, you know, like. But you know what my real passion is? My real passion is not. I hate when brilliant ideas are limited because people obstinately stand in the way. Like, sometimes you just want to be able to go, you there, do exactly what I tell you. And then they just do it.
Tim.
You know?
Tim. Oh, he even got crazy eyes.
I can understand the draw, but sometimes free will and thought, as well as a new perspective, is useful.
You know, sure. Let's just agree to disagree or whatever. And he's like meandering out of the room, and he looks back and he goes, "But you know, sometimes freedom just really isn't that free." And he begins to leave the like fully exit the room.
A question, Master Draven, before I don't see you till whenever there's another breakthrough.
He stops.
I
at the
turn
door.
to
He's
Mervis.
listening.
I can see Mervis is so excited about his studies and everything. I also kind of... If Mervis was to remain, could I count on your protection to make certain that he received the proper form of his education?
Sure.
To keep him safe from the potential hazards of having an unfortunately high bounty on his head purely because he is born from one country rather than another.
What are the made-up laws and rules of this city gonna matter to me anyway? If you want me to be caretaker to the lad, why not?
Tavish turns to Mervis and frankly and tells him everything that has kind of been transpiring and being like, so it seems that you have a choice if you'd like to remain here and continue your education, knowing that others from outside here will seek your head in a form of payment, or would you wish to return to Ambervale?
Mervis is like, I mean, I wanted to. The whole point of this is I wanted to be a hero. I don't. None of that matters in a place like this. Like I'm glad for the breakthroughs that I've made here, but I don't know if I can live in a city like this.
Tavish places his hand on Mervis' shoulder and be like, grab as many notes as you can. I don't think that you should remain here, but I wanted you to have the choice if you desired to stay.
He like starts grabbing some notes and he like reaches towards a book that's clearly like not his, and he looks over at Draven, and Draven just kind of gives like a waving hand like, what do I care? What do I care? Oh, I could burn this place to the ground. I could. It would mean nothing to me. It would mean nothing to me. And as he begins to, you hear him saying similar things as he walks down the hall.
That boy ain't right.
It's unfortunate that it seems that brilliance comes with a touch of madness.
Yeah, he was a genius, all right. He's a bit, off. I mean, between that like gray and black goop he wanted me to try, and those red fire ant things or whatever, like, it's all too much for me. But I'm happy with what I collected here. And he like.
Just a quick question. The grey goop, did he happen to say that it was a taste of freedom?
I mean, not like in those words exactly, but I mean, he did talk about, expanding my mind and like liberating my thoughts and really like understanding him on a different level.
Mervis
Right.
did dare proud.
He
Grooming
kind of
asshole,
painted
man.
he kind of painted a picture of like me getting out of my own way, but I don't know. It just didn't feel right to do something like that. I don't know.
So the gray goop is Adderall.
And on his shoulder and said, for what it's worth, Mervis, I think you chose right. Sometimes our intelligence needs to be matched with our own sense of what is right. Our own morals to help us find a way.
And this whole time he's been packing up his notes and his apparatus.
Mervis did dare proud.
And the two of you are able to venture forth as you're able to get back onto the tram. He does go, oh wait, there, and he opens up, and there is a page, and there's like this half scribbling note of like elements in like math and concoctions and things like that feel like an alien language to you. But what he points to is he goes, I don't think I would have thought about this again, but if I'm understanding this element correctly, and he just kind of points to the bottom of the page, and it says, let freedom reign. This substance, I mean, it's missing pieces. It doesn't look like this is the final draft, but it is. It would, I imagine, make kind of a gray substance. I wouldn't have even thought about it if you didn't ask about that. Huh.
Mervis helped.
Mind.
And let's check
We're
back
going
in.
to-
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
We're going to need that bit of knowledge for later. Hold on to that, alright?
He holds on to the book. And let's check back in with the other half of our party.
Ah!
So,
Trying to make
Lyra, you do feel yourself kind of like tunnel vision gray out a little bit as you are leaking blood from your both of your shoulders. You have a broken, like, drooping, draped arm, a hole through your other shoulder, a gouge slice in your neck, and where a knife had carved its way into your kidneys.
I've never been in this situation before.
But you manage to keep yourself, like, standing as you kind of, like, stagger in place a little bit and, like, refocus.
That's pretty hard, to be honest. The fact that you got this person working on your dangling ass arm and you just standing there. You're not even sitting down.
Well, to my, if I understand correctly, no one is working on your wounds currently.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were. I thought it was. I just said
I thought you declined sitting next to him.
I have to sit in order for them to help me.
If Vito is offering his direct help, but his gesture was that you sit next to him.
Ugh.
Like, I got a 1 in survival. I don't know if you want me to sit there and and try to cheat your wound.
He has 1 play, and it's just cauterize the wound.
I know, right?
Pretty much. That's not gonna help you look better than you. You know, it's just gonna.
It's not going to
At this
help
point,
reattach that
stop
arm.
I know, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm over here like I don't think there's a way for me to help myself, so I have no choice. Guess I gotta sit down. This is stupid.
As you sit, you're annoyed with how comfortable the chair is despite your injury. The lavishness that these like Vice Elite live. And as Vito begins to start to talk again, he deceptively, expertly begins to work your wounds with like a clinical nature to it that just feels like out of place with his
Of
demeanor.
course, he's done this before.
As he cleans your wounds and then, applies healing gels and salves that start to close the hole in your shoulder, stitching up the remaining part with an expertly laced stitch. You barely, running your fingers over it, can feel like the stitching marks as the stitches themselves are such a fine material. So, tell me, are we still going to finish this deal? Can I get back to business with Tim here? As he begins to move on to the next wound and the next wound.
Well, is the deal still going to hold after everything you said in front of the entire city?
Why would Embervale want to trade with the city when their citizens are now being hunted down here?
Oh, please. No citizens are going to be hunted down. Like anyone's going to know where someone's from. It's just pandering to a crowd.
So why did you name particular people other than us that are also from other places?
Because now they have something to look for. And also, those are the ones that, work for Ronnie and Azure. They thought they could strip me of my heroes, my friends. As he begins to stitch up your kidney area. They wanted me to hurt as they took away something from me. But they overplayed their hand. Because now I had the ability to remove pieces that they were working on. Something that they desperately didn't want to lose. So I named some of
Who
their
on that list for Azure? Did I miss something?
Hedera Frequencer Club.
You know, I like to think that the smoothness with which this man just changed the battery is the smoothness with which this man is stitching you up.
Yo!
I was like, this man can't hear a motherfucking thing right now.
God damn.
He's monologuing while he can't hear nothing.
It's like... Anyway. Oh, I noticed.
Oh.
This might hurt. And he grabs like the top of your shoulder and your drooping arm, and he like shoves the bones, like smashing them into each other a little bit, and you hear that grinding feeling as he uses a salve and just kind of like almost friction welds your bones back together as he just twists them. This salvy substance turns the meeting points almost to this like rubberish like material for but a second, as you watch as your bones sickeningly like rotate and bend and twist until finally they resemble a normal looking bone again. The experience is agonizing, however. So let's get a toughness check for Lyra. Or actually, as she's in danger, Lyra. And the number to beat is 16.
I just suck today. Today is just bad for me in dice rolls when I need them.
The pain shoots through you, and you had resisted, you had stood and had conversation, and you finally pass out from the injury.
I hope I don't scream. That could be bad for everyone.
And then he just goes back to stitching it.
Of course he does. Oh, God damn.
And as Lyra begins to like lean off her chair a little too much, he reaches out, catches her head, brings her back to center on the chair, gestures over to one of his enforcers, and they bring over a small throw pillow from one of the couches against the wall, and he places it gently behind her head. And with her wounds patched up and healed, and now her in a knocked out and recovering state, he turns to Epsilon and goes, "So can I finish my deal?"
Still got Tim looking over it.
Tim, it like has very much like he's like, I clearly don't understand everything at play, everything going on here, and is just going like, but I do know I need to just be quiet. And he's just looking at Epsilon like, what's going on?
So,
Do I do it, bro?
if this deal is say this deal was to continue, what are you going to do to compensate us for everything that has happened?
I'll tell you what I'm willing to do. And this one, in a manner of speaking, is on the house.
Oh Lord.
You see, a friend of yours stopped by. She told me you'd be coming.
Oh,
Sigma, I believe her name was.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
She said there was no way that they'd leave Tim in the city. She wanted me to deliver a message in exchange. She, of course, did something for me. So, my message to you is you need to get to North Hill. She insisted on it. And as a token to our friendship, and on that note, he reaches back over the table and swirls the drink in the Vance Skullcap mug and takes a sip from it. All of you can just walk out the front door. You'll even have my blessing to get to the tram. This deal here and he pats the contracts, will get legitimized to the Amber Valian standards that Tim here is aligned.
I
So-
hate this man so much.
I feel like
What do
you
you say,
actually
Epsilon?
didn't get shit from that. But okay.
I feel like that was just you making good on the deal that you had with Sigma.
And this is me making good on the deal I have here. And he pats the contract. At the end of
What you get?
the day, I didn't need you all to kill that enforcer so publicly. I could have had my own enforcers do that. You drew heat. And you can tell me whatever story you want. You don't remember. You were high. But the truth is, you killed that enforcer. And that's just a part of your story I can't touch. So I'll make good on the deals that I've made. This contract will be completed. And then, of course, you all are free to leave. I'll even have 2 of my enforcers here escort you to a neutral territory. Just so that way the ambitious don't get too riled up.
That won't be necessary. I don't think it's a good idea to involve to have. Nope.
You're also
Well, then.
basically alone because I'm knocked out. So
Can I consider my deal with Sigma completed? And he holds out his hand to shake.
I want to know what he did for her, but I can't ask. He wouldn't have told us anyway.
You can consider it completed, but I feel like I'm not shaking that man's hand.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get got with nothing dumb. Got some kind of poison on the hand or some dumb shit. I'm distrustful of everything now. Distrustful of everything. I hate this man so much.
Do you know whose idea it was for the bounties?
No, who?
Am I still
2.
out?
Yes,
Shit.
to up the ante. I didn't even think of it myself. It was your friend Sigma. She said something about the eyes of elsewhere looking away. She said that would mean something to you.
I hate
He-
you, Adam. I
He
hate you so
continues to have
much.
his
You
hand
motherfucker.
looming out there.
I hate you so much. I don't hate Vito no more. I hate you, Adam. Oh, if he's just gonna keep holding that shit out there, fuck me. I don't want to shake this man's hand. I really am suspicious of this shit. Can I sense motive on him?
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, the number to beat is 30.
The number to beat is 22.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck. Well,
I knew it was gonna be bad anyway. I don't know if I can beat a 22. Yeah, I got a 0.
If you got a
I got a 0. Oh.
His
God
arm.
damn it.
Outstretched. Tim, nervous
I guess-
as he can tell, this is a decision point.
I will reach out and his hand, I guess.
He gives a firm shake, and he goes, "The deal is done then." And he reaches over and he grabs a smelling salt, and Lyra is like immediately back up. And he reaches over and he grabs the contract and he takes it over to his desk, and he grabs like the notes from Tim and goes, "I'll make sure that these are done to the highest standard that you've laid out here, Tim. And they'll be delivered to Ambervale within the week." And Tim's like, "Great.
I just gesture towards it to like come hither.
He's like, should I? He's like, am I safe here?
Walks over to Epsilon, and the lift door opens. The elevator is clean.
No remnants of the scorching or nothing like that.
Of course not. Or
Nothing.
blood, nothing.
The
No
three of
bodies,
you,
no blood, no nothing.
the three of you enter the lift, and it goes. It feels like it lingers at that halfway point, but it doesn't stop. It dings onto the first floor. And you walk into the lobby, and you walk out the front door. The concierge tells you, "I hope you all have a fantastic day."
Bro, I want to be like, fuck you.
I want to. Can I get their name off their name tag?
Frank.
Look at. Look at him go! Look at him go! He's awesome. That's what you get. You should have made this person so prominent. Because now I have a grudge. Hey, Lucky, let me see you try to get a bounty off me on me. See what
Fuck
happens.
Frank.
Now I
See
got
what
a
happens.
grudge.
Let me recognize you in the streets.
And you await a tram, and it comes, and you head on off. And let's check over with Tavish.
Uh-huh.
So Tavish, where are you going right now?
Going back to the tram. In the most
But you're on the tram. Sorry,
discreet
what
manner.
you're on the tram. Where are you taking the tram to?
I figured I would take it over to Vito's district because that's what I said, where I would meet them, as well as hoping that Shawnee and Sequoia are able to make it to his safe house, which I don't know where it is, and was like, look, the only thing I know next is to go to Vito's district, and we're gonna hopefully meet everybody there, and then get the hell out of this city.
Okay.
So,
Other party. As you're leaving Vito's district on the tram, what district are you all heading to?
I mean, I swear I thought this man said Sweet Street before.
Yeah. Well, because
So
remember,
you're
they
heading
were
to
supposed
Sweet
to
Street?
come.
well,
They were supposed to
isn't-
come meet us
isn't Sweet
there to
Street-
help get in there.
What message did we send this man? Oh, this
that
we were
might
getting
be a
called up?
misunderstanding on my part. Is Sweet Street not within Vito's territory?
No.
Then my apologies. My thought was to go to Sweet Street. I thought Sweet Street was in Vito's territory. That's why I said Vito's territory.
So, question to clarify though: if the original plan was for Epsilon and Lyra to do scouting, and the rest of the party then to rally with them, would you not have been heading to Vito's?
Right. Because we didn't tell him anything different.
No, that's correct. It would be Vito's.
And he didn't check his messages.
And so, and then Epsilon and
I don't know how to use a pager. All right.
Oh my
You
god!
have to go to
Epsilon
you have to go to
and-
a freak station.
Lyra are heading to.
What skills?
You two are heading to Sweet Street. Yes.
Yeah, I want to hit
Yeah.
a booth when we get there.
It's not $10.
Yeah.
And let them
Had
know
to
we're
get up
there.
out of there. That's some dumbass shit. Hey man, this is too expensive. This is important information, but let's wait till we get down the street at least, and then we'll message them.
So
We're gonna prompt the whole party to roll a perception check. The number to beat is 14.
Not 14.
I can't.
Oh,
God.
Oh, God.
Is it bad?
Damn,
Jesus
you trash
Christ!
today. Y'all are trash today.
It's a
son.
bad day for me. This is a horrible day for me.
I'm on point.
Tavish, you're too caught up listening to Mervis as he begins to like tell you some of the things that he's been practicing, and like you're like checking people too much, you know, like you have the corner of your eyes, who's on the tram, things like that. Lyra, you're like you're back, you're conscious, but these wounds, they've got you a little dizzy, they've got you a little lightheaded still, you know, you're kind of like oh my god, like I really got messed up in that fight. And only Epsilon realizes as you're pulling away that the trams, you're pretty sure as they pass each other, you see Tavish aboard a tram going the opposite direction as you, which would be away from Sweet Street. His
Wait.
bulky armor being something that stands out relatively easily.
I bet.
Wait. I like watch it go by. It's like, Lyra. I like shake Lyra a little bit. Lyra,
Mhm.
I saw Tavish on that tram going the other way.
Well,
I think we better,
you're not gonna
Better.
jump off and catch him, so
we
should
better get off
probably
on the
let him
next
know where
stop.
we're going.
I don't think is there a booth on here to send messages?
No, there is not. But there is like you do make it to like a stop, and you could hop off and hop onto a tram going the like back towards the direction you came from.
Yeah. Come on, Tim. Let's go catch up with Tavish.
Was Tim with us?
Yes.
Yeah, he would.
Oh, okay.
As the tram doors open to the one that's gonna take you back, a person looks up, sees Tim, and then lunges out with a knife at Tim.
See?
Reaction: 5,
I'm
4,
tackling them.
3.
I'm full blown tackling them.
Tackle.
Let's see a grapple. The number to beat is a 8.
I got,
I was gonna be
okay.
so
Whoo! Whoo!
You easily tackle this individual off to the side, stopping the blow from getting near Tim. As the person as their attack is like ended and you're like bring to the ground, they just start going like, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, no.
Yeah, they're yelling
I just wanted
now.
the money. I just wanted the money.
Did they had a knife, right?
Yeah,
Or
they have
something
it.
like that?
Yeah, they've like the knife is like you can see it. It's not in their hands anymore, and their hands are just kind of like slapping against like your face and shoulder in like a desperate attempt to just try to push themselves away from you.
I'm gonna like get up, like using them. I'm gonna get up and pick the knife up, and I just
Mhm.
want to hold it and melt it, basically.
Ah,
All right, let's get a
Just
a fire magic roll for that.
This man, I just gotta flex the magic on people when this bullshit is happening.
Oh,
Oh, my
fuck.
god, nah, we ain't allowing this. No, we can't allow this. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
there's nothing you
Wait,
can
no,
do.
I can't.
Wait,
Wait, no,
wait.
no, wait. Let me
No.
store that joint. Let me store that joint.
not, I don't think you can re-roll if it was a 1.
So
I can store it in my
using
gauntlet.
the magic item that he got,
Okay, okay.
he has the ability to take a 1 and turn it into a 20. That 1, however, is stored until the next time he rolls a 20, in which case that 20 is replaced. So he now has a 1 stored that will replace a 20 if he rolls it. However, as you grab this dagger, your anger at the fact that this person tried to just kill one of your friends and this stupid city boils up in you something fierce to the point where your magic is about to erupt in a dangerous fashion. However, you're able to activate your gauntlets, or your bracers, and they help control and contain your magic. And instead of this violent eruption, you instead boil this knife to the point where it starts to spew outwards, but as it hits the air, it freezes and cools itself, and you drop this now melted into a draconic symbol of power at this man's feet, as you've turned his knife into but a symbol to leave behind.
I don't even say anything. I just turn and I like take Tim in front, like, and hold him and like walking away.
And you all are able to hop on the tram and head back the opposite direction. So Tavish, getting at the enticement center, where would you go?
I would go to what I presume I know, is Vito's Casino, and I start
Yes.
looking for Lyra and Epsilon, either outside and then inside.
Perfect. Let's get a check to see how. We're gonna do an investigation check to see how well you like kind of search for them. The number to beat is a 11.
Come on.
Damn.
Hey, I got it. Because I got one in
I was
investigation.
gonna say, I think you had one in investigation. Yes. You don't find any physical clues or anything like that, but you do hear that the concierge talking about like the group, how he saw them earlier as he's talking to a different group of enforcers, and that group of enforcers kind of like, as they see you, the conversation kind of breaks up, and they like scatter a little bit.
Roach his ass.
I walk up to the concierge and ask, and just kind of look at his name tag first.
His name tag says Frank.
Master Frank, I couldn't help but overhear that you had already seen two associates of mine. You wouldn't happen to know if they're still within, or if they've...
You actually just missed them. They hopped on a tram heading that way, and he points like to the tram in which that they would be heading, that could take them to Sweet Street or to the Citadel or back to like where you came from over in Draven's. It's just kind of the tram that heads that direction.
Thank you, Master Frank, your frank nature. And give him a nod and kind of walk off back to the tram, kind of muttering, those daft fools, they went in without me, and this is what happened. As they walked out.
As you walk away, the tram does come back, or one of the opposite direction trams comes in, and Epsilon, Lyra, and Tim are all there, and you are reunited within the enticement center grounds.
Where's Sequoia and Shawnee? Shawnee.
I immediately recognize his question, recognize Epsilon's question, but I kind of walk up and grab his head and look at his eyes and look at his teeth. And I say, just a moment, let me do this.
Like,
I'm just looking like if they're a little gray, if they're a little whiter than usual. I'm looking for what Lassiter said to look for.
His eyes look normal, but his teeth do have a little extra sparkle on them.
that means your eyes always gray.
So, I do Sorry, lad. Just needed to check something as I kind of give Epsilon a pat on her. It's like, and Shawnee disappeared on me as I was confronted by Constable Lassiter.
I'm glad he only touched his face, because he was gonna have to fight. Touch my face.
I'm gonna fill him in on what happened with us in the fucking and Vito's getting jumped, and then Vito treating Lyra until she passed out, and then deciding he wanted to talk to me about the deal. And then immediately afterwards, waking her back up, like, okay, I see what you're doing here. This is some old bullshit. Some old bullshit! Oh,
I do desire that
hate you so
we
much.
may be better strangers with that man than friends. But I'm not surprised. I fill them in on what Lavender Lassiter talked about and the drug freedom, and thinking that we all were drugged by that freedom, and then I
Lyra-
link it to
I was just saying,
Draven and how I met Draven and talked to him in person and was like, that man is wild, that man's power hungry, and that man definitely knows what's up with freedom. If he's not the person who created it, he knows the person who did.
And they thought he kept the balance. Look at us now.
So yes, now Lyra and Epsilon, you may act on the information of gray eyes and whiter teeth is the marks of freedom.
Marks of freedom.
So
Also, I let him
the
know
sooner
that
we get out of this,
someone just tried to kill Tim while we were on the tram, or getting off the tram.
Yeah.
All of your freaks begin to.
Jesus Christ.
Mm.
We have to get
I'll
to
look
a,
at the
we have to get to a
message.
freak station. We can't look at the messages. We don't have them like that.
Mhm.
We have to go
Damn
to a
it.
state. We have to go to a
Is
booth.
it literally a pager? Fuck me.
Yes.
Not
we
even a
gotta go
pager.
to
You
booth.
pager gave you a short message on the pager. Okay.
I tell
Tavish,
it to
you-
tell us
you-
who it's
you-
from. We just can't read the message, or it just vibrates.
Nope.
Okay.
Just lets you
Alright.
know that you got a message.
All right. Gotta go
Tavish,
to the booth.
you watch out for Tim. All right.
Well, we all got it. Are we assuming it's the same message?
So to check your messages here, it is 5 gold.
Fuck me. I'm gonna pay the 5 gold.
I turned to Tim and was like, by the way, I'm going to need a small repayment from Ambervale whenever this is over. I had to spend all
I was
my
gonna
money to
say-
get...
Don't Tim got the money? No. Does Tim
Yeah,
actually
no,
have
he can-
money?
we can file you a requisition form, of course.
Not now.
Oh, we submit
Let's get out of here
expenses,
first.
good sir.
I don't have it on me anyway.
Yeah, we submit
Um,
expenses upon
um,
return.
Or like to fill Tim in on, I guess. Well, do I want to fill Tim in on shit?
Alright.
Never mind. Never mind. I ain't
All right,
saying
I'm
I
gonna
ain't
go check.
telling
I'm gonna go
We're
check
gonna
the
leave
message.
him in-
So are you checking your message as well?
Tavish, you only have 2 gold, so I'm gonna go check my message.
So that's 5 gold from Lyra and 5 gold from Epsilon. Both of you have identical messages. It is a message from Shawnee, and it is just like a location to a place. It is like it's like a vague, weird way of like it's like the tram that looks like run down. You know, ride it for 2 stops, get off, follow a straight line. You'll smell honey. When you do, look for a red door. It's like this weird, cryptic, like instructions to a location.
All right, let's get
Are
on
we
this.
assuming that that's where the vehicle is, where he's go, like the meeting point?
I'm not
Yeah,
sticking around to try
alright.
and figure out.
All right, well,
You better get...
find the rundown train.
I want to send them a message back. God
Mhm.
damn it, more money, and just let them know that we're on the way with the package. I guess. Oh, you got Mervis with you, right?
Yes.
So yeah, we need to keep them like in the center of our triangle of heroes.
Oh,
As you all hop on the described tram, there's only one person aboard the tram, and as you look at them, their eyes like widen, and they go,
don't even think about
"You're
it.
the heroes from Ambervale.
And who are you?
I am Xander from the Hermit's Hollow.
Oh my god.
Fancy.
I was sent with a team to retrieve Hedera, but we did not know where she was. We split up to search the city. However, I now find myself in a team of but one.
Are they okay, or are they just split up from you?
They will receive their burial in time.
Oh.
You better stick
seems
with us.
it seems this bounty was more potent than we knew of, and we were caught off guard. I myself only barely made it aboard this tram, and he pulls up his robe, and he's got he's bleeding profusely from his left arm
Jesus
from
Christ.
like gouges and things like that. I did not know that I needed to keep my origin a secret here. This city is alien to me. I am still but an initiate to the Hollow. Do you perhaps think that you all could help me?
I think it'd probably be for the best if you stick with us for now.
If you keep your head down and follow our lead, we're getting out of here.
I still need to find Hedera, though. As you get off the tram and you're following the road down until you smell honey, and then once you smell honey, you look for a red door and you find it. You knock 4 times, then 2, then 1, then 3, and the door opens up, and it's just Shawnee. And he's like,
Of course it is.
"Hey,
Got my message.
glad you guys were able to follow in. You even did the knocks. Like, good for you." And he holds up a high five. No? Okay. All right. Guys, come on, before someone
reluctantly-
sees you.
Tavish reluctantly gives him the high five.
Hey,
I was look at
Davish.
Tavish. I just look at Tavish like,
I'm a little tired.
Who's this guy?
let's talk inside,
Well?
please.
This is Xander.
Yeah, let's
Right.
go inside.
He has the unfortunate title of not being a Vicenaut.
Oh, yeah, not a good time for that. Not at all. Oh yeah, come in. I've got some tapas and some empanadas.
What is
if you-
with him and
Want
Where's
anything?
Sequoia?
food? Loves Tex-Mex, doesn't he? It was sopapillas.
Last time, do you
Yeah,
have Sequoia with you?
Yeah, of course. She's right over here, and he takes you back to a separate room. And as the door opens, you see Sequoia there, and she's sitting next to none other than Hedera.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
I mean, she did it. She was like, "We gotta get her."
did it
I
all
like
on her
this
own.
Johnny
scenario.
came through. He moved
I
heaven
like
and
this
hell for her.
I like this in there. Get out of here, Xander. I think we found.
Look at her.
found Jared.
Xander is like, "Oh, this is perfect." Well, what are the chances that I run into you all and here it is, my mission complete. Will you help me escape this city and make it back to North Hill?
Ooh.
Not he say North Hill.
It is the city in which
I
that she presides.
So
Well,
your
Hedera?
job is to make certain that she safely got out of Vice.
Yes, back to, I mean, the safest allied territory would be North Hill.
That reminds me.
Tavish will look to Lady, and kind of, I'm sorry to interrupt the moment betwixt you and Sequoia, But I believe that we all wish to leave. Can this conversation continue on our way out?
We were waiting on you guys. Answers Sequoia, not Hedera, to clarify.
I was 100% certain.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was about to say, yep. if this
Oh.
Hedera had the same accent, I would lose my mind.
Don't you do it. But yeah. I just remembered. Now that you mentioned North Hill, Vito, after we made our deal, or not after, but before we made our deal, he mentioned that the reason why bounties are on our head is because of Sigma. According to him, that remember I mentioned she's trying to make a distraction so that the eyes of elsewhere were here. Well, according to him, we were that distraction. And she's told me to go to North Hill.
When you said the eyes of elsewhere near
There's,
Shawnee,
Oh,
his freak begins to just like activate, and he's like, "What in the what? Huh?" And a message starts playing out on it,
What
the
hell?
and it's broadcasting to all freaks. He's like, "What? How did you trigger something on my freak?" And it's Vito, and he's like, "As the eyes of elsewhere are concerned with their cities and their monarchies, we have not had the rewards reaped that the city deserves. So I'm going to up these bounties. So that way everyone knows how serious this really is.
I'm gonna kill this man for real.
Each one of these heroes," and he lists the same group: you all, Dawn, Russ, Skem, Hedera, Tim, Mervis, "are now worth 50,000 gold
Jesus Christ.
each. To the glory of Vice. And as the great Vance once said, freedom spelled V-I-C-E.
Adam, I hate you so much. I hate you with a passion more than I hated any of the characters you have created. My hatred for you burns eternal. There's no end to it.
Tavish
This
turns to the
motherfucker.
group and is like, I believe that's our cue to get out of this God's forsaken city. Shawnee,
As Shawnee
Might
starts to
be
get
worth it.
everyone like into the vehicle, into the getaway.
Wait.
Hmm?
Wait. Before we leave,
Mm-hmm.
I just feel if we do what we're doing, everything is just going according to what he wants. Talking about
If we
Vito.
go to North Hill?
If we just leave right now, everything we've done has just been according to his plan. Sure, there's nothing else we want to do before
So-
I
we
don't think
That's
so.
a great sentiment. However, whatever you just did to my freak, and he like takes his freak off, and he like you see he hesitates. He's like pained about it, but he drops it and he breaks it.
Ooh.
That broadcast came from me. And on that, you hear banging outside the like on the windows, on the walls, on the
He just turned this to a
doors.
zombie movie.
As you hear people screaming that like they're in here, the Ambervalians, they're in here. As the party
All right.
begins to board the vehicle and attempt the escape from Vice.
God, that's a
And
fucking
that is where we are going to end
I
the
knew it.
session for today.
Sequoia always
the
misses the best
loveliest
sessions.
of cliffhangers.
Missing the
Look,
most
the episode-
important sessions.
This episode was in fact called The Long Goodbye. So oh, we've had some fun here tonight, and we will continue to have some fun. Our next episode will be up on the 7th. It's gonna be a blast. You definitely should be there. A couple of things for our outro bit. You know, we've spent some gold this session. Epsilon down almost 25 in messages. No, 15 because Sequoia spent the other, or not Sequoia, Lyra spent the other. But some gold being spent by the party. Not quite leveling up, but we're getting close to that next milestone. Always in the in the view part. But until the 7th and our next session, thank you so much for watching, whether it was live or after the episode has already aired. And until we see you again, you have a great time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh
Bye-bye.
Just a static picture, Sequoia.
Oh my god.
What? See ya. Bye bye.
Oh my
Bye.
god.
Have a good one. Bye bye.